Okay, hey, we're going to talk a little bit about how I can't screen share. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about ascending tracts, spinal cord tracts, ascending sensory spinal cord tracts. So, big one is dorsal column medial lemniscus, function of which is that it carries information from the lower half of the body along it runs medially along the gracile fasciculus, which is a bundle of nerve fibers. Information from the lower half runs medially on the gracile
fasciculus. And then the cuneate fasciculus contains information from the upper half of the body, and that runs more laterally on the white matter. We're still talking about the dorsal column medial lemniscus and how to visualize that. Think about it like a map. So we're going to look at the pathways and see where they go.
So that's a pathway that's going to go from our periphery, from our corpuscles, DCML pathway. It's going to go from our corpuscles, which are like our Pacinian or our Meissner corpuscles, which each are going to detect tactile and vibratory stimulation and touch, respectively.
So in addition to the corpuscles, also the proprioceptors in our joints that are involved in sensing position and motion or kinesthesia. So these all ascend ipsilaterally on the same side, and they don't decussate until they get to the caudal medulla. At that point, they travel ventromedially and then cross the midline to form the medial lemniscus, which is the midline ribbon. So it's going to go up the spinal cord ipsilaterally. So let's say it's coming from your toe. It's going to come all the way up to your spinal cord. And it's going to go up until it gets to the medulla. It's hard. So it gets to the medulla. Lesion. To have a lesion. If it's complete severance of the spinal cord, you're going to have a bilateral loss of discriminative touch and conscious proprioception, kinesthesia, vibration, at and below the lesion or the severance. Spinal cord's cut so they can't go up. If you have a hemilesion below the decussation, so anywhere below the medulla, if you have a lesion on one half, then you're going to have ipsilateral loss at and below that level. So on that same side, you'll have the loss.
So the lateral spinothalamic tract is going to be it's our primary pathway for carrying information about pain and temperature.
Here, we'll start off. So we have what do we have? A pain receptor, a thermoreceptor detecting heat or pain in the periphery. So this conscious proprioceptive information is going to travel through the ascending afferent fibers, sensory afferent fibers. It's going to synapse, I guess, in a spinal ganglion. Anyone know which one? And then it's going to enter the spinal cord through the dorsal horn, sensory information. And here it's going to synapse onto the nucleus proprius here. And decussate immediately. So it's going to go through this anterior white matter. Maybe this is called the anterior funiculus. And then that's traveling. It's traveling. It decussated, and then it's going to travel up on the contralateral side from where it was detected on the body. So here it's going through the medulla oblongata. You can see the medial lemniscus is here. And then it's going to keep traveling through the midbrain. The line's a little wonky. And eventually it's going to get to VPL of the thalamus. So VPL of the thalamus, which is, receiving sensory information and sending it to S1.